welcome to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to recover your stuck Subaru. I've had a lot of questions on recovery points on my 2024 Subaru Outback Wilderness specifically, but this is going to cover basically any Subaru in general. So as you can see on the front of my car, I have these gold caps with arrows. These are going to be removable, and you're going to put your tow hook into that. These are going to be the same front and rear, but in most cases, if you don't have a Wilderness Edition, it's just going to be a black cover, and there's only going to be one for the front and one in the rear, not two. This is an off-road package, so it comes with two front and rear. Unless you get the Forester Wilderness, then it's the same, just a black cover, one in the front, one in the rear. So what you're going to do is you're going to come to the back, open up your rear hatch. It's a little messy back here. You're going to pull up your floor mat, pull this, hard to do one-handed. You're going to have this hook here. You can hook that's up and out of the way. So then you're going to be in your spare tire area. You're going to come to this, and you're going to have this little hook right here. Now, a lot of people are mistaken because they think this is for shipping purposes only. It is not. It is a tow hook for recoveries, for towing. Now, I will say it's not the strongest thing, and we'll get into that, but this is what you're going to use to get yourself out with assistance of another vehicle. So now you're going to come to the front of your vehicle, and you're going to want to remove these caps. Now, if you don't really have anything, a good way to do this is you could remove your emergency key from inside, or you should have a house key or something. So you're just gonna remove it completely, and it will just kind of hang out right there. And then on the inside of the bumper, you can see there's a hole there. That's where this is going to thread in. You're going to thread it in almost all the way. I wouldn't go all the way tight because you might not get it back out. So I'm about as tight as I can get it by hand, which is fine. Once this is in place, I'd highly recommend using a soft shackle. I wouldn't cheap out on your soft shackle. Shout out to Freedom Ropes for being a supporter of the channel. What you're going to do is you'll have a soft shackle hooked up to a tow strap to another vehicle, and then you're going to get towed right on out of where you're at. I would recommend just a soft pull. I wouldn't be using a kinetic rope with a hard pull. We're going to rip this right out of the threads. It's just going to happen, or you're going to break it. So just a soft tug to get you out will be sufficient. Now, obviously they sell like aftermarket hooks with D-rings and such that you can just leave on these vehicles. Yeah, they look cool aesthetically, but you're still gonna fight the same issue. It's not as strong, it's not stronger, it's probably about the same brake strength as anything else, even if it says it is more. And the reason for that is because you're not changing the threads inside the bumper. You can still rip those out. That's probably going to be the first thing to fail most of the time, is the threads getting ripped out of the bumper. There's a beam in there that is threaded to. Now, if you're going to use both tow points, that's what I would recommend if you have to, or you have a Wilderness. But if you have one, soft pulls, if you get an upgraded tow hook, it doesn't matter. It's not going to be any stronger. So as I sit in the land of the wind and the gunshots going off in the background, you might have the question, well, what do I do if I don't have somebody to pull me out? Well, there's a list of things that you can do and that you can buy. But if you don't have any of those things, which we can get into in a future video of things to buy for self-recovery, this car is actually getting a winch for self-recovery. Well, let's talk about you only have what this car has to offer. That is it. Nobody to pull you out, no aftermarket recovery gear, nothing. This is it, just the car in the form it comes in. So let's go over a few things that can potentially get you unstuck. Not guaranteed to work, but it's worth a try. And it's worked for me actually a few times. So if you're off-roading, you probably have already aired down your tires. But if you're actually not off-roading, you slid in a ditch, or you're stuck, or you're just going on a hike and you had to drive up a trail, well, you need to try airing down your tires. Obviously, you don't want to air them down too much, because if you air them down too much, you can debead the tire, and then you're just driving on the wheel, ruining the wheel and the tire. So, if you don't have a tire pressure gauge, you are just going to use a key or something, take the cap off, and depress the valve core and let air out. And I would let air out until you see a decent bulge here, but not a giant bulge, just enough to get a little more traction. That's the first step I would take, is air down the tires. And once they're already aired down and you did get unstuck, keep the speed down, get to the nearest gas station with an air pump, get them back up to factory spec, then drive down the highway. So another option you would have, in most cases, is floor mats. I'm not going to pull that one out because I don't want to. I'm going to pull one of these out. I guess I have things back here. So what we will do is we will take this floor mat, or all 4 floor mats, or 2, or however many. You're going to stick it under the tire to gain traction. Doesn't really matter which way you go. You have obviously these little points here that might help traction up, but it could help traction down. I've done this floor mat trick and a Tacoma video that I filmed, and it got me almost all the way out. I was really surprised. So in some cases, these floor mats can get you out of the predicament that you are in. So those are the first 2 things I would try. I would try to air down the tires, and then if that didn't work, I would try the floor mats. I'd say with a combination of both, you might get unstuck. If you're high centered, you're probably not going to get unstuck. You're going to need more help than just aired down tires and floor mats. Maybe if you have a passenger, they can help push you. But with the stuff that the car offers, that is really it. There's not a whole lot more. You can use environmental things like sticks and rocks to pack under tires. Just use what you have. Just attempt to. Just think outside of the box and try to get unstuck. Especially before you need to call for an expensive tow truck. You know, give it 30 minutes, an hour. Maybe you'll get it out. I'd say after that hour mark, I'd probably start calling for help, looking for a way out. Now, if you didn't bring food or water or anything, I'd start looking for help sooner. If you know that you are really stuck, like you're not getting out of there, I'd start hiking out before it's daylight. Now, one thing I would suggest when buying a Subaru, if possible, is get Subaru to throw you in the severe weather companion kit. When you're buying the car, I'd just go into the parts department or ask the salesman and say, hey, can you throw in this kit? You know, I'm buying a $50,000 car. What's it gonna hurt you guys to, you know, give me a $50 thing in the deal? Just remember, nothing's free. They're gonna tack it on one way or another. I work for a dealership. I can tell you, if they're giving you something for free, it's a lie. So in this kit, it comes with this collapsible shovel, and it's in all of the severe weather kits. I'd really recommend this. It isn't much, but it can get you out of a predicament. And in most cases, if you get this with the car, it's going to be in your car, and it can save you. I tell you what, when I got that Toyota Tacoma stuck and I had absolutely nothing with me, I sure wish I had that shovel. I should have product, but I did not. But if you don't have that kit, then you're kind of stuck with those 3 options, really. Floor mats, airing the tires down, and use environmental stuff. If you have a help with you, have another vehicle with you that's got a tow strap, that tow hook is going to be your best friend. Remember, soft poles, don't do anything too crazy with it. It's not meant to withstand those kinetics ropes and just take a hard hit. It will rip the threads right out of the bumper. I can promise you that. If it doesn't, you're getting lucky. Don't listen to the false information that is for shipping purposes only. That is not the case. I have never, ever, ever, ever had a brand new Subaru shipped with that unpackaged on the car in any form. It has always been in the back, still in the packaging. It is not a tie-down strap for shipping. It is for towing purposes. Obviously, not all cars have them, but most of them do. Subarus have them for recovery purposes. You get stuck, you break down, so on and so forth. Track cars have them. You know, you break down on the track, they want to get you towed off the track. Trucks usually have them built right in. You know, you either have them on your hitch or you'll have them run under the front bumper. But Subaru just provides those in the spare tire area. If you don't have one, I would do a double check, make sure you have it in the back. And if you don't, make sure you go to your parts department or just order one online. Really doesn't matter, because whatever you order online that's stronger isn't really going to be stronger. It can't be stronger than the threads or that bumper in the front of the car. That is going to be the weak point in this case. I've obviously seen some of those break, but all of them can break. And if you're pulling hard anyway, you're going to rip them threads out, potentially twist the unibody. Well, anyways, it's hot and it's windy out, so I'm going to end this video here. If you have any more questions or want me to answer any more Subaru or any vehicle related question, just leave it in the comments below and I will try to get to them or make a future video out of them. So thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to this channel to see this 24 Subaru Outback Wilderness get built. And I have a few other upcoming plans in the near future. Thanks for watching.